12 of the No Credit Card 2026 live series. So, I'm on mommy duty this morning, dropping off and picking up the kids. But while I'm doing that, I want to start off by reminding you why I am not using no credit card for 2026. And for me, today is day 12 of the No Credit Card 2026 campaign. This isn't about being anti credit card, so I don't want you to get me wrong. This is about being pro financial freedom. Yes. So if this resonates with you, I hope that you join me along this journey, this discussion that we're having on about the No Credit Card 2026. And this is about intentional money management and credit. Guys, my eyes are squinching. Credit card aren't evil, but over resilience is very, very dangerous. Okay? So let's wait until we have some people coming in. I know this could be a rewatch. If you have made it this far in the video and you are rewatching, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to my channel. Welcome. Good morning. Good morning. Great. So I have one person in. So now listen. I know some of you all aren't ready or already have credit card. So today I want to talk about how to pay them down and how to still build credit without using one. Are you ready? Are you ready? Let me know. Let me know. Let me know when you guys are ready. Okay. So, part one is talking about how to pay off credit cards in a practical step. Okay. So, option one of paying a credit card in a practical step, we're going to use the snowball method. Okay. So, what is the snowball method in credit card payment? So, it's where you pay off a small balance first. So, you have like 2, 3 credit cards. You're going to focus on paying off the smaller balance that you have on a credit card first. You're going to target that one first. Whichever one is smaller, you're going to target that one first. You're going to put more money down on that one. And then the others, you pay just the regular basic fee. So it's called the snowball method. It is a way to have a quick win, and it is a way to motivate you. And a lot of people I know, they're paying, like, for me, I can tell you what, if I have 2 credit cards and one have a higher balance, what I would normally do is I just put extra payment on both of them. But what it does, it doesn't motivate you. Okay. You don't get a motivation from doing that. And so that's why using the snowball method is definitely the way to go about it. If you have 3 credit cards, right? And you're trying to say no credit card 2026, like the campaign I'm on right now, you get the one with the lowest balance, and you, for the other 3 or other 2, you make the minimum payment. But for the one that has the lowest balance, you put extra, at least as much extra as you can on that balance. The next option is to use the avalanche method. And it said that is you pay off the one with the highest interest rate first. And so whichever one of your credit cards that have the highest interest rate, that's the one that you're going to put most of the money down on. Okay. So this way it allows you to save more money in a long term. Okay. So option number 3. So far I've given you 2 options. Okay. So we're on option number 3. And this is about balance transfer. Okay. So with a balance transfer, in which I can tell you, I have paid off my credit cards. Hi, Pat. How are you? Happy Monday. I paid off my credit cards more than one time. And this is one of the options that I use, balance transfer. And so if a bank is offering you zero APR into offer to paying off your credit card, you just take the balance transfer. You transfer from one credit card to another, compile them in one, and that way you're able to pay it off quicker. Okay. And so, but this only works when you use a balance transfer. It only works if you stop using the credit cards. Okay. You literally have to stop using them because you don't want to transfer the balance from one credit card to the other and you're still using it. Thank you so much, Pat. Thank you. You're still using it. So, if you're doing the balance transfer, it's very good. One of the banks I normally use balance transfer with is with Wells Fargo. Wells Fargo, I've done it with Bank of America before, but balance transfer is really, really, really good. Another thing is if you're with a credit union and you have real high credit cards, right? Thank you for the love, Pat. You could get a personal loan. I know a lot of people don't like a personal loan, but think about it is if you want to go credit free on your credit cards, you take a personal loan, one fixed payment. Good morning. Good morning, Linda. Welcome. Thank you for coming in. And so you take one fixed payment and you pay off the credit cards. And that way you can get a lower interest rate on credit cards. Yeah. And it kind of resets you and kind of motivates you at the same time. So far I've given you four methods of how to pay off your credit card in practical step. So let me recap. We talk about the snowball method, and that way is you pay off the smaller balance first and to get quick win motivation. Then we touched on option 2 is the avalanche method, where you pay the one with the highest interest rate first so you could save money in the long term. The third option that I gave you was the balance transfer. Okay. So the balance transfer is where you got the zero interest APR offer and you're able to pay it off. Good morning. Good morning. And then the fourth one is the personal loan. Personal loan, a lot of people take the personal loan sometimes. And if you don't have to, don't. Because, hey, life happens. And if you don't have any savings, you kind of want to leave the personal loans there just in case of life events. Okay. So the goal isn't just paying it down, it's about making sure that you don't reload the debt that you already have. And some people might ask this question. I know things are so difficult right now, and I've been floating on the credit cards, and I really want to stop using it, but right now I'm not in the position to. To each his own. If that's the situation you're in right now, probably you could take this approach at another time. You could revisit this what I'm telling you in another time when you're more able to, you know, or sometimes you're going to have to take drastic measures. You're going to have to do a lot of cutbacks on a lot of things that you used to do, like things how you used to spend, how you waste food, how you would probably have to look into that and see where can I make cuts at. It's like just doing a budget. Where can I make cuts at? It's if you gotta save, oh, I can't save $1,000 a month because it's too much. I don't make it. I when I do, I have all these bills, I have food, I have this, but you have to assess your life and see where can I make these cuts at. Okay. So my second part to this here, because I'm doing this live while my daughter is in school. So by the time she's out, it's time for me to go. Okay. So I really, really want to share these key tips with you because oftentimes my family and my friends, they be asking me these questions. And sometimes I'm trying to tell them, but sometimes they get frustrated because they're not getting it in one setting. So if I have a YouTube video, I could always send it to them and they could listen to it and it's better able to help them. But if you have come this far into the video, please, I'm asking you, the way I supported my channel, if you could like, share, and subscribe to my channel. Okay. All right. What's my channel about? Is about lifestyle vlog. I touch everything in a lifestyle, in a family, and how to help our family to grow, whether it's by cooking, whether it's by sharing my family life journey. And so that's relatable to you, whether it's finance, whether it's health, whether it's immigration. We're going to touch on it all here. Okay. So this is where your message really stands out to me. And if you have any question, let me try this message. Try this here. If you have any questions, don't be afraid to ask. Okay. So we're talking about building credit without using a credit card. And a lot of people ask, like, yes, if I don't use my credit card, how will I be able to build credit? How? How is that even possible? Because I was told that in the US, if you want to build credit, you have to use the credit card, you know. So here's how I'm going to tell you how you can build credit without using a credit card. So how you can build credit without using a credit card is to get a credit builder loan. Normally, this is offered at your credit union. So if you have Navy Federal Credit Union, Nassau Federal Credit Union, whatever credit union you have, this is the way of you're able to build credit without loan. Another way is online banking. Yes. Online banking, it shows the bank how responsible you are, because when you do online banking, it's very easy for you to go in and just, take money out that easy. Okay? Another thing is making your payments on time, your monthly payments on time, and that shows how you're building your payment history. All right, Linda asks, what do you think about automatic payment? I don't trust it. I feel like it will be overcharging and I will be attached to my bank account, which I am concerned. That is a great question. So, Linda asks, what do you think about automatic payment? I don't trust it. I feel like it will be overcharged, and I will be attached to my bank account, which I'm concerned. Honestly, to tell you the truth, as much as online banking, automatic payment it works for many people. For me personally, I don't do it. I don't do it with my bank. I don't do it with nothing. I put a reminder in my phone on my calendar to remind me, yes, for some automatic payments, you do save, like your phone bill and, you know, your credit card, you save money if you use it. But however, sometimes mistakes do happen. Why I don't use it anymore? Because I have used it before, and I remember I used it on my T-Mobile account, and you know what happened? They charged my account $500 one month. Luckily, I had some savings. I wasn't able to pay my rent because at the time I was renting, I was living in an apartment, and they charged it. Some mistake, and all they was going to do was to credit back my account. That doesn't help me because I still have bills to pay. So I'm not an advocate for that. But if it worked for those who it works for, go ahead, fine. My mortgage, I don't even do automatic payment with my mortgage. I don't. I really don't. Every month I go on and I make my payment. Can I set it up for auto pay? Of course. But I don't. What if the money don't hit the account fast enough? Stuff like that. It's going to cause me undue stress, overcharge, over this. I have set bills paid out every month, and I don't want it to be overcharged. So I totally understand how you feel, Linda, and I am the same way. I feel the same way as you. Okay? So that's very good question. That's a very good question. And guys, you can ask me any question. I will share my knowledge. I'm not a financial expert, but I'm going to tell you what works for me. Okay? Another way to build credit without using a credit card, for those who are renting, whether you're renting a studio for work or whether you're renting somewhere to live, or, Renting service report rent payments to the credit bureau. So if you go late on your rent, that impacts your credit score, okay? Because some of them, they do report it to the credit bureau, okay? So make sure that your payment, yes, Pat, that's bad. Your payments are on time, okay? Another way is utility and phone bill. They report. Some of the utility, they report if you no, they all of them. They report to your credit bureau if you do not make your payments. Do they report if you make your payments? No, but they will report if you don't make your payments. Some of them will report, like the streaming services, they'll report that, that you're making your payments. All right? Okay? So, the fourth one, let me know if I'm helping anyone on here. If this is helping you, please type help in the box. So I know that it's actually helping somebody, because I get these questions all the time, and I have to individually sit down and tell each individual how to go about this process. And so if I have this video up, I can just share it with them. And that's my goal, to get as much people, help as much people 2026 on this journey. Okay? So if you have a kid who's about, like for my kids, they all have credit cards. They all have credit, not credit cards. They all have an account at the credit union. One, by the time they reach 18, they be able to have amazing credit score. By the time they reach 16, I allow them to come into the role. I add them to my credit cards, or I add them to my accounts. And so I add them as authorized users to my account. So by the time they reach 18, they all have like 700, 800 credit score. So you could add a person. So if I add you to my credit score on my credit card, like your husband, your children, what that will happen is, if I'm building my credit, it also builds their credit. Okay. All right. And this is a good way for them to maintain that credit history. Linda says, those marks on the credit report, how long does it last? Some of them, this is something that I am going to talk about next week. I'm gonna cover this next week, Linda. I'm gonna cover it, but I'm gonna go touch it real short. Okay, so you should always download Credit Karma. Okay, sign up with an account. Make sure it's the legitimate Credit Karma site that you're using. I recommend that. And that way it can shows you that when your payments, sometimes it lasts a year, sometimes it lasts 2 years, sometimes, I think the maximum I've ever seen a report stay on your credit is like probably 2 years or a year. After that, it definitely fall off. Okay, but try not to, because it definitely, if you have a negative report on your credit card, it definitely reduces your scores, right? um okay, hopefully I was able to help that. But if you add authorized user to your account, it also helps to build their credit. All right, so another way is for people who don't have credit is to have install loans. So install loans is, yes, and I always say, always join a credit union. I'm a big advocate for a credit union. Bank with a credit union. Make sure that you have access to a credit union. And if you're going to buy a car, take the money from a credit union. Don't finance your car at a car dealership. Borrow from the credit union and pay the credit union. Okay? So setting up a auto loan with a credit union, as I said, because I'm not an advocate to go into the dealership. I love you guys, but I made that mistake when I just moved to the States, and I want nobody else made that mistake. No one in my family after me has ever made that mistake. My mom, she did her own little thing, and she went to the car dealer, and she was suffering miserably. So I had to refinance with the credit union for her. But they're adults, so they make the decision, but I had to make her understand why, and now she's so thankful that I make that move for her. So even if you have a loan with a auto loan with a, we call it now, place where you buy a car, make sure you guys get to refinance your auto loan with a credit union preferably. Okay. Another way is to take small loans. Like, okay, I know I can pay back $1,000, so I don't really need $1,000, or I need $1,000, but I know I'll be able to pay it off. So let me borrow $1,000, and if they say my payment is $5, you don't pay $5, guys. Okay? Because you're going to take 5-6 years to pay the $5 back. Okay? To pay that $1,000 back, in which is going to be $4,000. You said, okay, my payment is $5. I'm going to pay $100 a month. And you pay it off. And that way, it helps that strategy helps your credit score to grow. Okay? Remember, the key thing to building credit is making on-time payments. On-time payments matter more than anything else. Don't miss your payment, okay? Credit scores are built on behavior. It is not built on plastic. Yes, you have the plastic in your hand, but is your behavior in using those credit card that influences your credit score? And credit score matters. Credit score matters. Okay, it matters. It matters. It enter room that you can enter into, but because of your decisions, it allows you to reframe your credit. All right, and thank you so much. Thank you so much for the questions. Guys, don't forget to like and subscribe to this channel if you're new here. I know my channel is all over the place, but my channel is about building the family, showing the family our flaws, our imperfections, and while helping them to regain a sustainable life as well, okay? So, can I increase my credit score fast? What are the ways to do it? That's a good question. You ask, Linda, can I increase my credit score fast? And what are the ways to do it? I wouldn't say there is a fast way of increasing your credit score, but what I can tell you is there is a strategic way of increasing your credit score. And that's what I was just talking about. I just covered about how to build credit, joining a credit union, making online payments on time, make install loans, make your payments on time, take personal loans, make them on time, make more than the payment that you are supposed to pay. And that way, once you pay off your credit that you owe, your credit score will at least jump 7 to 8 points. So credit equal debt. So once you pay off your credit, you build trust and your credit score increases. So I'm going to go into it right now. We talk about our next part is to reframe credit. Having an important mindset of how I'm going to able to reset my credit. Okay? Remember, when you take credit, you owe the debtor. Okay? When you take credit, now you're trying to build a trust portfolio. You're trying to tell the creditors or anybody out there who wants to lend you money, I can trust this person. They're trustworthy. Have you ever lent a friend $5 and they said, "Oh, I'm going to borrow this and I'm going to pay you back tomorrow." And 5-6 years they still haven't paid you back. Will you give that person $10? No, because they haven't instilled trust. Yes, I may not need the $5 right I'm back, but it just shows me that if I can't trust you with small amount, I can't trust you with big amounts. And trust me, I was one of those friends who've learned a very hard way, who have lent my friend large lump sum of money, and it almost break our relationship. And so, does it break our friendship? No, but it just break our money relationship. Okay, you can't lend somebody something, they borrow it and they don't pay back, even if you didn't want it back. Then you should have told them when they're paying you back is okay. But when they never attempt to pay you back, you it's the same thing with a bank. It's just building relationship, building trust. You can build trust without revolving debt. Let me repeat this. You can build trust without revolving debt. You can. All right? And so those are the ways that I've been talking about. If you have just started watching the video, just go back and catch up with what I'm saying, and hopefully this is able to help you. You know, I want you all to stop chasing credit limits and start tracing credit control. I know somebody who told me, "Oh, they always say, "Oh, I have this amount in credit limit." You know, and I bet you don't have that amount. And I laughed because if I show you the credit limit that I have, um, you would be puzzled, right? But as much as I have a high credit limit, I also have to have control because the limit is high, but if I'm out of control, I can max it out in no time. Okay. All right. So I'm coming to the close of our discussion. Okay. And I'm asking you guys if this was helpful, if you could drop the fire emoji at the bottom in the chat. If you're committed to the No Credit Card 2026 campaign while learning to build your credit, comment at the bottom, planned. And so we could work through this and I could gear my next discussions that I'm going to have every Monday. Monday is Money Monday. Um, so I can better able to help you. Can you do a think about? Ooh, this is my favorite. This is my favorite. Do you think about high yield savings account? I am the biggest advocate. I just got my mom on that. I'm gonna go to my mom one day, and I'm gonna make her tell you about her experience. And the thing about it is, my mom trusts me when I give her money advice, and you know so I am a big advocate on yield savings account. As I always say, I don't believe in partner. I don't believe in joining a partner. I'm from Jamaica, but that's something that I'm always a big advocate of. I'm not into partners. There's something I don't do. And however, because I'm not into partner, you have to be in a yield savings account, because I believe that if I'm going to give somebody $100 a week, and at the end of the draw, that person is going to get one whole month of my partner draw, it don't make sense. I can put that same $100 in a yield savings account, and I can tell you, my mom called me the other day and she says, "Hey, I got my end of year statement, and she said, I made $300. And she said, I have my money in my savings account, and the only thing I've made is like for a year is like 56 cents. So baby, I thank you. I thank you." And for me, that's a very positive feedback to have. That's a very, very positive feedback to have. And I'm a big advocate of yield savings account. Honestly, I was not financial literate on yield savings account, but I have a friend who is a bank manager. Big up yourself, my Russian friend. And she came to my house one day. I had her daughter, and she just started working at the bank in the bank role. And she says, "I know how you are with your money. Yeah, I know how you feel about your money." But she says, "I want you to start. I'm going to recommend you start in this yield savings account." And she told me where. And I was like, I tried to do it, but it didn't work out. So I guess I was scared. So I put it in the savings account, but I didn't put it in the yield savings account in that bank. And then I put the money in the yield savings account. And at the end of the year, I made $500. I was like, what? So this is where my money gonna go. If I have some money in my account that I don't want to spend, this is where it's gonna go. This is exactly where it's gonna go. I'm a big advocate on yield savings account. 110%. I stand by that. And if I could get a brand deal to talk about yield savings account, I will be one of the biggest advocates because this is something that I personally use. And as I tell you, I don't talk about things that I personally don't use for myself. If I can religiously pay somebody a partner money XY amount of times at XY amount of money, I can do that to my yield savings account. And I know at the end of the year, instead of paying that person money, I am going to get more than what I paid that person back. So I am a big advocate on that. Okay? So as I asked, if this have helped you any shape or form in this discussion, please I'm asking you to drop a fire emoji, or you could comment planned if you want me to help you in every week series to map out a way of how we can help ourselves. Definitely, guys. I'm waiting on the fire emoji or plan so I can gear my discussion every Money Monday. And this is what I'm gonna call my Mondays now, Money Mondays. And yeah, let me know. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you, Linda. Thank you. I'm really happy that this helps you. Thank you. So Linda asks, when I see info about iSavings account, they are all online banking. Is there any other banking service that you recommend online? I really want to recommend because the one that I use, but this is not a paid promotion, guys. This is not a paid promotion. Nobody paid me to say this, but the bank that I use is American Express. Love it dearly. Love it, love it, love it, love it, love it, love it. Is it clock it? Yes. Thank you so much. Thank you. I hope you didn't just subscribe because of Money Monday, because my channel is all over the place. It's about family. It's about learning about the family, things that we experience in the family. I cook, I dance. It's just about all rounder of a family. And you can't share about cooking, family, bad times, good times, and you don't talk about money, because that's what helped the family to grow about. And because I'm on this 2026 no credit journey, I don't want to confuse people and to say, oh, she said don't use credit cards, but you see, she can buy anything she wants and she has perfect credits and she has the best credit score. So I want to make sure that I am also sharing ways of how to evolve your credit. And Money Monday is my day. Every time I'm waiting for my daughter to talk about, and I'm trying to stay committed to this Money Monday session with you guys. Okay? Yes, I have talked with American Express regarding the IU savings account. It is. And guess what, guys? Under this video, I'm going to tag my referral code for IU savings account. I do have one. I do have one. So I'm going to log on there. I'm going to put it under this video. So anyone who wants to sign up under me, I would really, really appreciate that. And I can share all my little intakes on that. It's the best. I recommend, stamp of approval there, because I love it. I love it. I pulled some money from there the other day, and you know, kind of a little bit disappointed that I did, but I was working on stuff at home and I just wanted to use something from it. And hey, it's the end of the year. I have room to play around. Linda says, do credit union offer IU savings account? Some of them do, but I don't use it with a credit union. I would say, let me think about this question before I answer it the next time. Ask me a next time and I will answer it. I'll do more research because I don't want to misinform you. I'm just telling you what works for me. I've never used it with a credit union. I did the CD with the credit union and I was not impressed. I did the CD with American Express. I was not impressed. I was not impressed with the CD. I put is a 5-figure in a yield savings account, and I mean I did get the money they said I was gonna get, but I make way more money in high yield savings account. I do. I make way more money in the savings account than the CD. I know the banks have the CD, but yield savings account, I am the biggest advocate. And I said, if I ever get a brand deal to talk about that, that was something I would love, 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 love to talk about. Yeah. So, 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 so I am thinking about for episode 3 to talk about budgeting without credit cards. I want to talk about emergency funding, and I also want to talk about um, debt only lifestyle system. Debit only lifestyle system, I mean, not debt. Debit. Um, and so that's what we're trying to do. 2026. I don't know most of you. I am going closer to 50. And so all the little craziness I used to do before, I have to start thinking about investment on a more, a more stronger scale now. And yeah, ever since 2026 I was like, hey, I know we're not gonna live forever, but if I have to live to a certain age, I want to be able to live comfortable, and that is my goal, and that's what I'm working towards. So my thing is, I'm going to sum it all up. You don't need a credit card to prove you're financially responsible. Okay? You don't need a credit card to prove you're financially responsible. You need consistency, strategy, and discipline. I don't want you to misinterpret what I'm saying. Should I not get a credit card? Yes, you should get a credit card. But you don't need to use a credit card to prove that you're financially responsible. You talk about trust. Okay. Okay, let me screenshot all of this. Let me screenshot all of these topics, and hopefully if you didn't hold on. I'm trying to screenshot this. Did I screenshot it? I think I just zoom it in, guys. I think I zoom it in then screenshot it. Oh, you know what? So this is what I want you to do, Linda. Under this video, after I post it, can you please do me the biggest, biggest, biggest favor? I'm asking you this honestly because I really want to touch on the topics that you're discussing so that I can help you while I'm helping others. Okay? Type these messages under this video once it's posted. Type whatever, not just Linda. If you're rewatching this video and there's something that you want me to cover, if I have no experience on it, I will do my research and cover it, but I will personally tell you I have no experience on it. None. I'm not a financial advisor. I'm just telling you what works for me. What works for me? Have I helped persons with it? Yes, and it works for them. And if you want me to bring them in, I can bring them in and tell you, hey, it works for them. They can tell you it works for them, how it helped their life. Same thing with immigration, same thing with banking, same thing with family, same thing with everything. What works and what don't work. Everything that I'm telling you right here is about what work and what don't work. Okay? So, to sum it all up, all we need is consistency, strategy, and discipline. Okay? Alrighty then, guys. Any questions for me here? Any questions? The sun is just sunning, and boy, the sun is just making the skin just looks. My skin just look good. It looks good. Look at it, and I can expose my face to the sun like this now because I have on Black Girl sunscreen. Otherwise I'll be having like the little black spots on my face. The simplest sun, just. But hey, that's beside the point. We're talking about credit. No credit 2026, but I love the sun here. Any questions for me? What do you think about credit cards with annual fee? Honestly, I'm I've never had a credit card that doesn't have an annual fee. I don't think. I don't remember. Oh, do I? I don't look too deep into that. Oh, like at the end of the year, even if you don't spend it, you still have to pay a fee. Okay. I love it. I love it. Let me backtrack that because my credit card at Navy Federal, I don't have an annual fee. My credit card at Bank of America, I don't have a bank annual fee. My credit card at Wells Fargo, I don't have a annual fee. But with my Costco credit card and my BJ's credit card, I do have an annual fee, and I hate it. I hate it, but I still use it because I haven't been to Sam's in a long time. But every January, talking about that now, I need to log on and pay my Sam's Club. You see, I love you. I love you, Linda, because I didn't remember. I need to go pay my Sam's Club fee. I think it's about $50 or $100 a year. I don't like it, but I still have it because, hey, you never know when you want to go to Sam's Club, you know. But for my BJ's and my Costco, I have to pay a membership fee. But by me paying the fee with Costco, with Sam's Club, it's just like my annual fee, but it's just to keep the card. So I love it. Yes, your skin does look good. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you. I love it. I love it. It just balance. I like the things that I use, and so it just balances out my tone. I don't have different shades. It's just the perfect shades. But when you're in the sun, it's just a sun kiss. Yes. Any more questions, Linda? I really, really, really love your discussion. And it's people like you why I'm on here to help. People like you, and I want to have somebody. I want people to come on board with me, even if it's just for a month for no credit cards. This is day 12 and I haven't used no credit card. And I mean that I'm not using none. I take all the credit cards out of my account. I still have credit cards on Uber, and I need to take that out. Take my Uber off, but I'm still afraid to put my debit card on Uber because hey, they take my money. It's so hard to get back. With a credit card is more easier, you know. So, yeah, yep. So we talk about everything. Hopefully, thank you for answering my questions. And remember, I'm asking you, please, if you could go and just under comment under this video once it's posted the questions that you would like me to cover next week. I have a few questions that I want to cover next week. I want to talk about emergency fund, how important it is, because oftentimes people forget how important an emergency fund is. Emergency fund stands exactly what is for an emergency fund. You know, like if you're a federal employee and the government stop paying you, do you have an emergency fund? If something drastically life-changing happen in your life, do you have an emergency fund? You know, the emergency fund is so important. It could be $50. I don't care which country you live in. Do you put that aside for only when there is an important emergency? Emergency don't mean like me feel like for something and because me not have the money for buy it, me I go buy it. That's not an emergency. Okay? That ain't no emergency. So we need to know the difference between we feel like we want something and emergency itself. Okay? It's funny how these kids just leave school and the parents think that they're in school. Yeah. But that's it for me today. And this is Money Monday, Money Talk Monday. And it was an amazing time talking to you guys. And we talked about our campaign of day 12 of my no credit card campaign. And when I said no credit card campaign, meaning it doesn't mean that you shouldn't have credit card. Meaning I'm not spending on credit cards, and whatever debt I have on credit cards are going to be zero balance. I am trying to do that within the year 2026. I'm trying to be intentional with money management while over resilient is dangerous with spending with credit cards. I also want to make sure that we acknowledge the reality that the decisions that we're making and how these decisions can affect us, how it can affect our life. If we don't use credit cards, do we build credit? Yes, we can still build credit without using credit card. Should you just get away with all credit cards? No. If you already have credit cards, do not close them. You will close your credit history. Do not close those credit cards. Keep them open. But however, don't make the credit card manage you. You manage the credit card. Okay? Today we talked about how to pay off credit cards in a practical steps. We talk about the snowball method. We talk about the avalanche method. We talk about balance transfer. We talk about options of personal loan. Then we covered about building credit without using credit cards. Okay, this is absolute the gem that most people need to know, especially if you are just migrating or if you just come out of a bad situation and you start trying to rebuild credit. We also talk about reframing credit, an important mindset to have, how to regain credit. So if this plan is something that you want to do, comment plan in the comments under this channel after rewatching this video or in this video, and I'll help you to map by discussion every Money Monday around this time. Okay? All right, guys, I love you so much. Take care, stay blessed, and thank you so much, Pat, for chiming in, and thank you so much, Linda, for chiming in on Money Monday. I love you. Take care, stay blessed. Bye, guys. If you guys have any question for me, type it here real quick. Linda have no more questions. I'm just gonna give you 2 minutes to I'm gonna give you 2 minutes to type if you have any questions. If you have no questions, then I'm gonna be running out of here. I'm gonna give the channel 2 minutes. You can always go back and rewatch this video anytime. Episode 3, I want to talk about budgeting without credit cards. I also want to talk about emergency fund. I want to talk about how living a debt-free only lifestyle system. And let me know, guys. Let me know. Let me know. All right, then. I have no comments. I have no questions. So I'm going to leave you here. Bye. See you next week for Money Monday. No credit card usage 2026. I love you. Mwah. Bye.